always wear your seatbelt. Okay, we have some important things to do today, and then obviously some cool things to talk about. So, yeah, come along. All right, number one, I found you. So this is much long overdue, but today I'm gonna be ripping around and I'm gonna be kind of collecting all my trail cameras I have just on a few pieces of property we have permission to hunt close to the house. If you live in the bitter cold north like we do, I think it's very important to go pick up your trail cameras and bring them inside. I'm a little late on this one, but better late than never. This first trail camera kind of looked over just a small little bedding area. There's a swamp that kind of funnels back into a creek. This big hillside here, it's like a big hardwoods. This is a good cruising area for bucks during the rut, but this area in here, this was kind of a bedding area. I didn't really hunt this area, but I put this camera in here and just kind of left it. I didn't really want to disturb this too much in the fall. It's been warm past couple days, but last night it got down to like 0 degrees. And all the snow's crunchy again, and it's a nice calm day, so it's kind of a fun day to be in the woods. I've been on the lake so much, but it's fun to get back in the woods. I think I'm going to turn the heat on and I'm switching her to 4-wheel drive. We're about to get sporty. All right, spot number 2. This is probably one of my favorite stands. I had some wicked encounters at this stand with some big bucks. I also shot a little doe out of this stand with my bow. This is just a highway, this kind of side hill in here. I don't hunt a lot of land, but what I do hunt, it's pretty unique and cool. So let's go get the camera. So while I am still seeing some deer tracks, mainly rabbit trails in here, and surprisingly enough, I'm seeing a lot of coyote tracks. So maybe I should get into coyote hunting. Last trail camera we're gonna pick up, and then we're gonna talk about the beast. It doesn't look like much now, but this is one of Steph's favorite stands. It just kind of overlooks this small pond. There's like a highway that's here and a big trail that's here. And this kind of fallen over tree here, it still grows. So Steph's pretty hidden up in there during bow season, especially early bow. But yeah, she didn't kill anything from this stand this year, but this is a pretty sweet spot. So right here is another one of Steph's favorite stands. And this also doesn't look like much, just everything looks so open in the winter. But kind of in late summer, early fall, this is so green and this is so thick in here. You can't even barely see into those woods. So kind of got this trail that comes through here, and then she overlooks this meadow. It's kind of a nice little bedding area over there. So this is a sweet stand. Steph and I, we spent so much time in the woods this fall, and this is like the first time I've been back out here on this land, I don't know, for three months. Just, it doesn't even look the same. All right, third and final trail cam secured. Let's get to business. This is a bad boy. This is a bad boy. Wow, so I guess where do I begin? If you're brand new to the channel, welcome. My name is Sam Sobi. We do everything outdoors. Fishing, hunting, camping, shenanigans, you name it. We do a lot of ice fishing this time of year, and then in the summer we do a lot of bass fishing. But we basically do everything outdoors. And if you're old to the channel, you've seen Pete the Polaris, my Sportsman's 850, everywhere. We've brought it on camping trips. We brought it on trips up north. I brought it on a trillion different lakes. I've brought it on ice fishing trips. She's been so good. I loved Pete the Polaris like a child. I loved Pete the Polaris from the bottom of my heart. But this week, Pete the Polaris was traded in for Ranger Rick. This is a brand new Ranger Sportsman North Star Edition SP 570. This is a really sweet unit for a lot of different reasons, and I'll kind of walk you through it here. But so growing up, my family, we had Polarises. We had older Sportsmans, and then I got a Sportsman. I've drove a lot of four-wheelers in my life, but I have very little experience with Rangers. I don't have a lot of buddies that have Rangers. I don't know a ton about them, but they're pretty sweet. You can do just kind of some light research online and you can figure out pretty quick these things are bad to the bone, and they're pretty tricked out. The specs on these suckers, yeah, they're awesome. So first and foremost, I know some of you like this, some of you don't. I'd like to name this bad boy. Do we name it Ranger Rick? Do we name it the Beast? Do we name it North Star Sweetheart? I don't know. Comment down below what we should name this beast. And yeah, so first off, the interior, gorgeous seats, feels like leather. I'm sure some of it's synthetic, but this is like a mini vehicle. And the best thing I love about this is you don't have to get so bundled up to rip outside, whether it be cold or raining or snowing. You don't take all the elements right to the face. Mine came with a glass windshield, glass windows, windshield wipers. It has a heating system in it. Polaris has a heating system, and it's incredible. Here's the steering wheel. Here's the crank for the windows. Right here's the lever. That's how you open the door. You got a bunch of vents around here. You got holders for your phones. You've got cup holders here. You got a little storage compartment here. You've got two-wheel drive, you got four-wheel drive. The windshield wipers are right here. There's a lot of outlets, which are pretty sweet. A lot of 12-volt outlets here and here. Looks like another Polaris adapter type outlet. I would love in the future to mount like probably just a little graph right here, just so I have GPS, put a little hummingbird right here, and then maybe even mount a Vexilar in here somehow, so I could open the door and I could jig right here. That would be sweet. Over on the side, you have switches for your lights and your brights. It has a winch up front, so this pulls the winch out, this pulls the winch in. This is super nice for taking my dock out, or if I get stuck, I can kind of winch my way out. One thing I really liked about it is it has kind of the same screen and display as my old Sportsman. This is comfortable, it's easy to work. Here, we'll turn it on. I can see I'm in park. Boom, step on the brake. Reverse, neutral, low, high. And at all times you can kind of see if you're in four-wheel drive or two-wheel drive. It's very simple to use, very easy. It's got a nice gas gauge right here. And it's cool, you actually fill this up like on the outside, like with a normal nozzle, just like you would a truck. It obviously has seat belts because safety first. And it's pretty sweet. When I was playing with it, right when I first arrived, I was driving and I couldn't go over like 15 miles an hour. And I was like, what the heck? This thing's got massive power. It's light, it's small, it's compact. This thing should rip much faster than 15 miles an hour. But this machine is so smart, it knows if you don't have your seatbelt on, it won't allow you to go over 15 miles an hour, which is an awesome safety feature. I love that. So I put my seatbelt on and brrr, freaking rips. Comes with nice tires on it, a lot of clearance. This thing is definitely made for off-road. This is pretty sweet. I'm gonna do so much stuff with this, especially when it comes to hunting too. I could put a bunch of stands back here when I'm ripping out on the deer hunting land. I might build like some small cargo areas, or maybe like kind of strap down some milk crates just to kind of haul propane tanks out here, or different Vexilars, or a bunch of fishing gear. This is sweet to have. I absolutely loved my four-wheeler, but just the ability to be able to carry all this gear and then have a windshield so you don't just take all the elements, that alone is going to be like amazing, especially on negative 20-degree days. 570 EFI. I got the same exact color as Pete the Polaris. I love this blue. Here's the winch. It's got a nice big brush guard up front. I feel like I'm going to spend most of my time in this out on the frozen lake, but this bad boy she's meant to rip. She's meant to rip through trails. Wicked shocks and suspension. This is I don't know what else to say other than I am extremely excited to welcome Ranger Rick to the family, and I'm very pumped that I went with the Ranger North Star Edition 570 SP. This is a bad to the bone machine, but it's a machine that's going to work well for me, and it's going to work well for my area and kind of what I do. If I lived on a giant farm, I think I'd get a little bit bigger one, maybe one with more horsepower, but kind of for what I do a lot of hunting, just kind of on small little local pieces. I do a lot of ice fishing, a lot on early ice and late ice. This is going to be the machine for me, and I'm excited about it. So please comment down below what we should name this. I'm not totally set on Ranger Rick. I've got a few different ideas too. And please, if you know any kind of cool off-road or trail riding places that I guess they allow Rangers or four-wheelers kind of anywhere in the Midwest, or any cool places you've been with your machines, please comment them below. I'm excited to welcome Ranger Rick into this YouTube channel, and yeah, so thank you guys so much. I guess there's nothing left to be said, and stay tuned, and as always, let the adventure begin.
Move ahead, oh my pretty babe, something ain't right, got to find a way to move ahead, oh my pretty babe.